Hey there guys, and welcome to Tech Engineered. Today we're going to be doing a headphone review of the Technica MSR7s. So let's get started. So first, let's talk about what comes in the bag. You will get a 3-meter cable, which is going to be your longest cable. Then it comes with two 1.2-meter cables, which one has a little control box for iPhone and Android on it that can play, pause, and also serves as a microphone, and the other one is just a straight, no control box 1.2-meter cable, and they're all rubber coated, not braided or anything like that. They're pretty decent quality, but yeah, they're not braided, so they can tangle a little bit easier, but they're pretty nice and pliable, so I haven't had any issues with tangling, but if you throw them in a backpack and stuff, I could see them getting tangled. It also comes with a little carry bag, although that bag is not padded, it's literally just a bag, so I've been using my HyperX Cloud bag instead, just because it is actually a padded carry bag, and it's a little bit better than the Technica one, so I've been using that bag instead, just so I can have a little bit more protection on these headphones since they are more expensive than the Clouds, so I've been keeping my Clouds in the Technica bag. Of course, the headphones also come in the box, that's kind of a given. Also, these headphones don't come with a 6.35mm to 3.5mm adapter, so you will need to pick up one, and I did just so that I can use it on my receiver, because I like to use that as a headphone amp sometimes if I'm wanting to get some really good sound out of my pairs of headphones, so just remember that a lot of Technica headphones do come with that little adapter, but for some reason these don't, even though they're some of the more expensive Technicas. But still, keep that in mind, it's not that expensive to buy one. I bought a 3-pack for like $7, so yeah, if you need that, make sure you get it with your headphones. So now let's talk about the just sheer specs of these headphones, and I'm just going to read directly off my notes so I don't get anything wrong, because this is going to be very technical and most people probably some of the stuff won't mean anything to you, but I'm going to go ahead and say it because a lot of people do like to read the specs on pairs of headphones so they can understand how they will perform and how much power they're going to need to be driven. Most people won't care about that, they'll just plug them into things, but if you're trying to get the best sound you can out of a nice pair of headphones, you're going to want to worry about that. And so yeah, here we go with the spec sheet. These headphones feature 45mm true motion drivers. They have a maximum power input of 2000 milliwatts, a frequency response of 5 Hz to 40,000 Hz, sensitivity of 100 decibels, impedance of 35 ohms. They weigh 290 grams, and their connector style is a 3.5mm gold-plated stereo plug. So now that you know about the specs, which for a lot of people that won't matter, let's kind of analyze the specs a little bit. These headphones are like fairly easy to drive. They're 35 ohms, and you can drive them off your phone and they'll sound good. And these headphones do leave quite a bit of range to where if you do want to use a headphone amp, you can get them to sound even better with a headphone amp. So if you're just going to be using them on your phone, you'll be fine with that. But if you're wanting to use them on your phone and also use them with a headphone amp, kind of like I do, then they work really well because you can improve the quality by plugging them into a better audio source. So now let's talk about how these headphones actually sound. They sound very clean, as they should since they're designed for high resolution lossless audio listening. The clean sound of these headphones could be a bad thing if you're a bass head, but they do have nice tight defined bass that can be enhanced with the use of an EQ for applications such as gaming, where you want to bring out the bass and the sound. For other applications, the relatively flat, un-EQ'd natural frequency response of these headphones makes them good for editing and sound monitoring. Although these aren't the best monitors, pros should get actual monitor headphones. They do the job for monitoring audio and let you use them for other things too. They do leak a little bit of sound, not enough that I could record it to show you guys, because these headphones are ported to give them tighter bass and a slightly more open soundstage. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys kind of a little comparison between these headphones and my HyperX Clouds, and I do apologize, it will be kind of staticky because I needed to allow you to hear the sound coming from the headphones and still record it in a good way. So I used a Rode Video Mic Go, and I held the headphones about an inch from the tip on each side and just set the gain to automatic so that it could pick up the headphones just nice and easily so you can hear the difference in sound between them. And I did this test just so that you can kind of get an idea of how these headphones sound when compared to a very popular set of headphones such as the HyperX Clouds, but the HyperX Clouds are a gaming set of headphones, so they do have a slightly different frequency response than a pair of headphones that are made for just like music listening and other purposes. So keep that in mind, but yeah, here's a test to give you an idea of how these headphones sound. And again, I apologize for the static noise, but this is the only good way that I could get this recorded for you guys, and I think it does help you understand how they sound, although it isn't perfect. Recording the sound coming out of headphones is going to depend on what headphones you're wearing and how you receive it, but still, I think it gives you a pretty good idea. So here is the sound test. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the comfortability of the headphones. The headphones do feel extremely comfortable, although they do seal very well to your ears using those memory foam pads on the sides, and that can create some heat buildup on your ears, and your ears can get kind of hot and you'll need to air them out. So that can be a negative. And also the padding on the top of the headphones isn't quite adequate enough, I feel. So it can create a hot spot on the top of your head that is just kind of where it's rubbing and just kind of makes your head a little bit sore. I don't mean hot spot temperature wise, I mean hot spot as in like comfortability. It kind of causes a little bit of pain on the top of your head after extended use. However, that's only after several hours of extended use, and overall the comfortability performance of these headphones is very good compared to a lot of other headphones. However, I do use headphones for hours and hours on end, and I notice things that normal people might not notice with normal headphone use. I also like that the headphones flip down when they're on your neck to allow your head to move, so that makes them more comfortable when you're not wearing them and you want to have them right next to you. And yeah, they fit very well. They do have a little bit of squeeze on the sides, and I was able to minimize that a little bit by putting them on the box like that and just letting them sit there for a couple hours. But they do have a little bit of head squeeze, so you need to keep that in mind if you're sensitive to headaches and stuff. You need to watch headphones that will squeeze your head because they could cause you to have a headache. I don't have any problems with that, so a little bit of squeeze is fine for me, and these headphones stay on very well because of that little bit of squeeze. I can't knock them off by shaking my head at all. Another thing that would really improve the comfortability of these headphones is to have a little bit of padding on the drivers on the inside, because like the HyperX Clouds have that, so if your ears are larger or stick out a little bit more than other people and would rest on the driver, it pads it a little bit from that, so you're not just having your ear up against plastic. But these headphones don't have that. Luckily, my ears don't touch the drivers really on the inside of this, but I could see that for somebody whose ears would touch the drivers, that would be very annoying. And I've worn headphones that do that, and it is rather painful over periods of time. So yeah, that would have been a very nice touch, and I do understand that affects audio quality and can reduce audio quality putting that little medium in between your ear and the driver. But still, I think just a little bit of padding there would have been a very nice touch to the comfortability of these headphones. Next, let's talk about how they look. This is probably the most important point for some people, but I'm going to keep it pretty short because I don't really care as much how they look compared to how they sound. They are kind of a retro style with the brown coloring on them and the gunmetal and red. All of that just kind of is a really cool look, I think. And there are two different color styles for these headphones. There's a black with blue accents and this gunmetal with brown and red accents, and I do really like both colors, and I couldn't really decide, but finally the price dropped on these, so I was able to get these for cheaper, and that's how I decided on the color. And yeah, they do look phenomenal, and I am happy with my purchase aesthetics wise. My only cosmetic complaint with these headphones are the brown cables. The brown cables I feel just don't look as good, but I don't really know which color they could have gone with since there isn't any black on the headphones. They could have gone with silver, but I think I would have had the same feelings about silver. So I guess they could have gone with red, but I feel like the red accents on these headphones aren't enough to warrant having red cables. So I feel like that was kind of a pickle that they were in, and they decided to go with brown. So I think brown was the best choice for the cable color, although I just don't like the look of brown cables, so yeah. But they did the best that they could, I feel, with the look of these headphones, and the headphones do look pretty great, minus the cables. So next, let's talk about who these headphones are for. Content creators will find that these headphones are adequate for editing and creation of content, audio, video, whatever you do, and they will find that they aren't so flat that they can't be used for other things. These headphones EQ very well, so you can kind of tune them to whatever application you're doing. You can leave the frequency response fairly flat for all of your editing needs, and then crank up the bass when you want to listen to some music that's more bassy or play some games, or you can tune it just kind of however you want. These headphones do EQ very well since they do have a relatively flat starting frequency response. So if you are a content creator like me that also does a bunch of other things and can't afford different headphones for each thing, these are a very good multi-purpose set of headphones for that, and anybody who needs to do a bunch of different things will find that these headphones are versatile and will fit most of their needs. These headphones are also very good for anybody who's wanting to get into high-resolution lossless audio. These headphones are rated for that, and they are designed to listen to lossless audio. And at $200, these are a very good starter pair for that purpose. Most other pairs that are designed for listening to lossless audio will be up in like $600, but these are $200, so I mean, that's really good. There is one problem with the very high resolution design of the sound of these headphones, is that whenever you're listening to lower end recordings, you can hear literally every mistake. In some old classic rock songs, you can even hear when the guitarist is hitting wrong notes. So keep that in mind, and know that you're going to hear any mistakes in the audio, which for a content creator, that's good because that means that you can correct them. So those are the two people that I think these headphones are for: people who want to do a bunch of different things with their headphones and not have multiple pairs, so these allow you to do that by tuning the EQ, and also for people that want to get into high resolution audio, since these are a fairly budget friendly option for that market. So in conclusion, I had a very tall order for my next pair of headphones. I needed them to be great at almost everything. After doing my research and listening to a bunch of different types of headphones, I am happy to say that I found the pair that meets my needs and doesn't break the bank. Headphones are very subjective, so do your research and figure out which pair of headphones best suits your needs, and maybe that isn't the same headphones as me, maybe it's the same headphones as somebody else, maybe it's somebody else, because headphones are very personal and everybody has different taste in headphones, but I like these, so maybe you will too. I will have a link to the product in the description of this video as always. If you liked this video, go ahead and leave a like on it. If you like the content on this channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to comment about this video, do that in the comment section below, and also leave me with some advice on what I should do in future videos, and check out the videos on the end screen of this video, and I will see you guys next time. No.